Hello, I'm Dr. Leonard. Welcome to my computer maintenance and internet safety presentation. Next slide. First, computer maintenance. Okay. Do not intentionally destroy your devices. The only loser here is you. It's a bad idea. No one benefits at all. And I have seen things where people did destroy it intentionally. Next. Turn it off and on. It's a good first start. It can almost never hurt the device. I don't think it can. Well, it can't really. Next slide. You don't use window cleaner on the screen to clean it off. Yes.
What should I use to clean my screen?
A sort of plastic cleaner, or pretty sure plastic cleaner would be best, or microfiber cloth. If you don't know what to clean it with, either take it to someone who does, or just Google it. It can work. Next. Don't wait to get things repaired. It almost never can get better. It will either stay as bad as it is, or it will get worse. It's always best to take it in as soon as you can. Next. Insurance. You should get some. If you don't have it this year, get it next year. And if you don't have it, you might think you don't need it, but when you do need it, you will be ever so grateful you got insurance, because repairs are very expensive. The hardware is. Next slide. Internet safety. Wow. The golden rule. If it's too good to be true, it is very likely to be too good to be true. There is no Nigerian prince, there is no Tooth Fairy, and there is no Queen of England. Remember that, folks. Next. Suspicious links. Don't click the suspicious links or QR codes. At best, they know you clicked it. At worst, they stole your IP address or a credit card or installed malware. Yes.
What's an IP address?
It's your unique identifier for your computer, and it's mostly used to identify it, but you don't want them to be able to identify you. Yes.
What are they going to do with your IP address to identify your computer?
Well, they'll be able to track traffic based off of where the IP address is accessing, and it can be used to track you, and the links can contain malware. Yes.
So it's kind of a thing of like, if they have it, they can like track where you've been, or like maybe even get some of your personal information, that type of thing. Awesome.
It's just more information they have. Next slide. John McReal is not real. There's no family member that is in prison that needs $100 worth of Steam gift cards to be released. If someone calls you and says blah 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 is in prison, they need to be released. The bond is in gift cards. That's a scam. Nowhere real accepts gift cards as payment. Next slide. The best course of action is to not engage with them. If you engage, they probably will know and will start sending you more things, because that means you're more likely to fall for the scam since you engage. Next. Last but not least, you don't owe anything to anyone except maybe taxes. Don't commit tax fraud, that's bad. But no one has the only person with a right to your personal information is you. Not a random stranger on the internet, not a company, not even your friends. Only you have a right to your information. Next. Any final questions?
At what point should I replace my computer?
Well, if your computer isn't functioning, then it might be a time to replace it. It might be a good time to replace it. But to be honest, as long as it still works and can do what you want it to do, then it should be fine.
Mine usually lasts like 2 years.
Will a VPN protect me from malware on the internet?
No, it just makes it so that they can't. It's harder to track you. You can still click a suspicious link and install malware. They just don't know that you live here instead of here. Yes.
I suppose the biggest question is like, so, yeah, they can track your things, like, even like just like that, like I guess like what's like a good tip for someone like making a username or a password so that people like you can like remain anonymous and stuff like that. Like what's a good way to make a password?
A good way to make a password is use a lot of numbers, weird characters, and...
Good afternoon again, Bulldogs. At this time, our tardy sweep has been lifted. Just a reminder that no one should be traveling at this time unless they are going to use the restroom. They should not be traveling to other classrooms. That time has passed. Thank you.
But yeah, a lot of weird characters, numbers, a misspelling of a word is good. Basically, anything that makes it weird, and do not use 1, 2, 3, 4 or anything close to that because that's a very common guess. Yes.
Should I change my passwords, and if so, how often?
I do not know if you should change your passwords and how often. If there's a security breach where the password is used, then definitely change the password. But like, especially for anything that isn't like, it's kind of low, that you don't really have much attached to, you probably don't need to change it.
Do you recommend using a variation of the same password, or should all passwords be like very different?
It depends, because a variation of the password means you remember it better, and that means it's kind of easier for you, but that's a potential security vulnerability opposed to random passwords. But never use the same password for multiple things, because that's just asking for multiple things to get hacked at once.
Whenever I do like a captcha or reCAPTCHA, sometimes it'll say that I still am a robot. So, how does that work?
A captcha uses a lot more than just what you pick. Actually, surprisingly, some captchas I know track your mouse to know if you go straight to things. I have no idea how to 100% do a captcha first try every time. Sometimes I think they're just broken.
Okay.
No more questions? Alright, next slide. The end. Yep. If you would like to respond to a survey I have linked here, you can scan the QR code. Don't worry guys, you can trust it this time.